Vrindavan, when these ladies, elderly gopis, were binding our Madhumangal, they actually bound Madhumangal with a flower garland, which means actually it is not a serious punishment. If you are just binding somebody with a flower garland, in fact, in Vrindavan, everything is playful. That's why it is said every word is a song, every walk is a dance, all water is nectar, it is said. So, when they caught Madhumangal and they tied him up, they just tied him up with the garland, and then he was spelling out curses for them. Then Krishna came and told them that if you give him laddu, he'll give you blessings. So they released him and they gave him laddu and they earned a lot of blessings. So the somebody was asking me why Krishna steals butter, why can't he honestly ask and take? Actually, these people don't know what is rasa. Rasa actually means there is a fun in this kind of activities when they do. Ultimately, all butter comes from whom? Krishna only. So it's not that he has to ask and take. But when he takes, Vijabhas is actually, Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book, once some gopis came to complain to Yashoda that, you see, your Kana comes and steals butter at our home. And they said, we have no lights in the room, it's dark room. Still, he is wearing so many jewelry in his body which shine in the darkness. And then he finds out where the pot is and he steals. So Yashoda said, maybe I should remove all the jewelry. She said, no. They said, our purpose of making butter is so that he will come and steal it. They said. So, in Vrindavan, कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका राम है,
जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका राम है।
ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है। यशोदा जिनकी मैया है, नंद जीवा भैया है।
यशोदा जिनकी मैया है, नंद जीवा भैया है।
ऐसे श्री गोपाल को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है। राधा जिनकी गाया है, अद्भुत जिनकी माया है।
राधा जिनकी आया है, अद्भुत जिनकी माया है।
ऐसे श्री घनश्याम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है। लुट लुट दधे माखन खायो, बाल बाल संग देनु चरायो।
लुट लुट दधे माखन खायो, बाल बाल संग देनु चरायो।
ऐसे लीला धाम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है। द्रुपद सुता की लाज बचायो, ग्रह से गज को फंद छुड़ायो,
आज बचायो, ग्रह से गज को फंद छुड़ायो।
ऐसे कृपा धाम को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है।
ऐसे कृपा धाम को बारंबार प्रणाम है।
गुरु पांडव में युद्ध मचाया, अर्जुन को उपदेश सुनाया।
गुरु पांडव ने युद्ध मचायो, अर्जुन को उपदेश सुनायो।
ऐसे दीनानाथ को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है।
बारंबार प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है। ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है।
बारंबार प्रणाम।
ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरे बारंबार प्रणाम है।
बारंबार प्रणाम।
It's a very beautiful song, isn't it? So the coward boys and all the elderly gopis, all the roles are wonderful. One loud Haribol for that time. Haribol! So, you see, the gopis of Vrindavan are headed by Srimati Radharani. She is the chief amongst the gopis, amongst all the gopis. There are many pastimes which happen in Vrindavan in the mood of conjugal love. So I explained about Sita Ram, I explained about Lakshmi Narayan also. With respect to the gopis, they are eternal lovers of Krishna. In Vrindavan, Krishna is not married to anyone. He is a lover. Whereas in Dwaraka, he is married to the queens. So the relationship of Krishna and Dwaraka queens is a formal relationship. In Vrindavan, they eternally remain lovers of Krishna. And Krishna left Vrindavan at the age of 11, you know that? At the age of 11, he left Vrindavan. At the age of 13 and a half, he left Mathura to Dwaraka. So, and then the gopis and other Vrajabasis, they got to see Krishna only in the Kurukshetra. At that time, Krishna was 125 years on the planet. So 125 minus 11 is how much? 114 years, the gopis did not forget Krishna. They were continuing to do devotion service. Imagine in this world, if a boy loved a girl and the boy is away for many years, she will find out another boy and get married and settled. Is it not true? Yeah? Here, 114 years, if somebody is ready to wait to meet the Lord, you can imagine that that's the meaning of real love. So, therefore, the love of the gopis for Krishna is extolled by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajeshatanayastadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kajidupasana Brajabadu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhor Matamidam Tatra Dharana Paraha. Three things he's saying are authority. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajeshatanayas. Whom should I worship? Brajendranandan Krishna, you say. Tadhama Vrindavanam, and I should accept his abode, which is Vrindavanda. And who are the topmost devotees? Ramya, Kajidupasana, Brajavadu. The Brajavadus are the topmost devotees, he says, the gopis of Vrindavan. And then he's saying, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Bhagavatam is pure, completely, unmotivated, uninterrupted love. Bhagavatam teaches. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly gives. So, in Vrindavan, many of the gopis were born side by side with Krishna. When Krishna appeared, they were at the same age. Some of them are a little more elderly. When Krishna was like 8, some of them maybe 10 or 11. Some of them maybe 6 or 7. They were like that. Just as Krishna had thick friendship with Gopas, who went with him to the forest. Today morning we were discussing about that, isn't it? In the same manner, these gopis are also eternal friends and lovers of Krishna. And amongst all the 5 rasas, Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vachalaras, Madhuryaras. Madhuryaras is like a 5-liter can. And Vachalaras is like 4-liter can. And Sakyaras is like 3-liter can. And Dasyaras is like 2-liter can. And Shantaras is like 1-liter can. In all of them, we can keep milk up to the brink. They all are full in themselves. But comparatively, if you see, the gopis' devotion to Krishna is most glorified in Vrindavan. When Krishna was in Vrindavan, many pastimes happened. Like one time here you are saying, here Krishna is stopping the gopis here from going through one area called Sankrikor. Sankrikor, there are 2 mountains where in between the gopis would go. Krishna would say, oh, this is, you are all from Barsana, you are going through Vrindavan through this route. So you have to pay tax, he would say. And what is the tax? He would say, you have to give your buttermilk pot. And all the Krishna covered boys would finish off all that. So another day, there is another place called Dangati, where the gopis besieged covered boys from all directions. And they said, now you fellows have to pay tax to Radharani now. Radharani is actual Vrindavaneshwari. So in this way, there are some playful pastimes. This is gopis going to Krishna's flute. So this is what I was telling you, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, experiencing separation from Sri Krishna and longing to meet him is the ultimate perfection of devotional life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna, but in the mood of Srimati Radharani's devotion. So he personally experienced and taught also. Yeah. Please read this.
Radha is the most benevolent, tender, hearted feminine counterpart of Sri Krishna.
Tender,
known
not heated. Benevolent, tender-hearted. Yeah.
and known different from him. She is so great that if anyone renders even a meager service to Lord Krishna, she considers that person a greater devotee than herself, although no one can excel her in serving Krishna.
Yeah. See, she thinks that anybody renders little service, she thinks that they are a very great devotee. When she gives a report to Krishna, she says, oh, this devotee is so great, this devotee is better than me. Like that she presents. Anybody does even little service also. That is her humility. She, as I told you before, she has a oceanic love for Krishna. And what we do is very small, insignificant. But sometimes I've seen our senior devotees also, when they bring a junior boy, they will say, Prabhu is such a serious boy, he's even better than me also. He's such a serious one. I am not so serious, Prabhu. Like that some seniors say. So where are they learning this from? Radharani. Radharani's nature is to consider her devotion insignificant and others' devotion very great. So that is one of her natures. See, there is a spontaneous devotion. Yesterday we discussed about it. It's an advanced practice of Raga Bhakti. We go from, actually this will take time. I will not go through this. We will lose. We won't have time. Instead, I will directly, I will go to this was already I told you. Okay, we will sing this one and then while explaining this, you will understand a little more about Srimati Radharani. Kumkumakta kanchanabja garvahari gaurabha Itananchitabja gandha kirtinudi saurabha Vallavesha sunu sarvavantitartha sadhika Mahyam pada padmadakya dhatu radhika What you said here, when if there is a golden lotus, you sprinkle it with kumkum, that will be put to shame in front of Srimati Radharani's beautiful face, like that it is said. And among the son of Nanda, Ballavesha, amongst all his devotees, the devotee who can perfectly satisfy the Lord with all her 64 colors, she renders different type of services, about which another verse will come. There is no one match to her. She is the topmost devotee. And such a Srimati Radharani, I bow down to her feet and beg her to make me her servant. Vishwavandya Yavata Bhivandita Piyarama Rupanavya Yavanadi Sampadana Yaksama Rupanavya Yavanadi Sampadana Yaksama Shela Harda Lela Yacha Sayatoti Nadhika Yatoti Nadhika Mahyamatma Pada Padmadakya Dhatu Radhika Read the translation, one of you? Yeah.
Although the devotees of fortune, Lakshmi Devi is adored.
What is that? Although?
Goddess.
Yeah.
Yes. Although the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi is adored by other youthful goddesses who are themselves glorified throughout all the universe. Still, she is now here. Nowhere near Sri Radhika in the matter of beauty, praiseworthy, youthfulness, or other divine feminine opulences. There is no one in the material or spiritual world superior to Radhika in the expression of naturally loving pastimes. May Sri Radhika bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet.
Yeah. So, in beauty, in youthfulness, or divine feminine opulences, there is no one in the material or spiritual world, she is saying. That's why in the beginning only I told you, Radharani is the source of even many goddesses of fortune and Dwarka queens. Everybody comes from her. So, Rasalasya Gita Narma Satkalali Pandita Prema Ramya Rupa Vesha Sadgunali Mandita Vishwanavya Gopayoshi Dalitopi Adhika Mahyamatma Pada Padmadakya Dhatu Radhika See, Rasa Lasya Gita Narma means there is no one who can dance beautifully like her who can sing like her, joke like her. Huh? She can crack the best of the jokes. How she cracks jokes, I will tell you one example. Huh? One day Krishna came and either he battered the door. So Radharani asked, who is that battering the door of my house with a single finger? So Krishna said, I am the, he said, I am the wielder of the disc who has come. Open the door, he said. So he thought, I am Shankara Chakra, and the wielder of the disc who has come. She said, oh, is it the potter who is moving the wheel who has come? Yeah. And Krishna said, no, no, no. I am the crusher of serpents who has come. She said, oh, generally Garuda crushes the serpents. Huh? So are you Garuda who has come? Then he said, I am Madhav who has come. He said. So Madhav has another meaning also in Sanskrit. It's a spring season. Has spring season come to my door? She asked. She asked. Then he said, okay, I am master of Garuda who has come. Open the door, like that he said. So, in this way, it is said, Krishna is called genius, Radharani is called super genius. So, like, one time, Krishna was wearing a dhoti and only garland he was wearing all around, all over his body, lot of garlands. So Radharani asked, hey, where is your vas? She asked. Vas has many meanings. One meaning of the vas is dress, upper dress, this dress, angavastra or something. Where is your vasa? She asked. So Krishna said, my vas is in your eyes, Radharani, like that he said. That means he meant vas means my residence. My residence is in your eyes. So then again she said, no, I am asking about the vas, she said. Then he said, oh, this vasa, it comes from the sugandha, it comes from the flowers, he said. Because that's a sugar. So, of course, when Krishna may sometimes speak in a teasing way, so Radharani can speak in an even more teasing way. That is why Narma is said, Rasa lasya gita narma satkalali pandita. So, she is a pandita in 64 kalas. Actually, the 64 kalas originate from her only, originally. First it comes from Radharani, comes to the heavenly planets, then comes to earth also. Like for example, singing, dancing, dramatizing, mimicking, all these things, cooking, or dressing oneself attractively. So all these things she is very expert at. Prema Ramya Rupa Vesha. Ramya means beautiful, Prema means love, Rupa means form, beautiful form, and Vesha means dressing oneself. Satgunali Mandita, she is expert in all these qualities. See here, read this translation.
He is very learned in many...
Is mic working? Yeah.
She is very learned in many transcendental arts, such as performing in the rasa dance, singing, and joking. She is decorated with many divine qualities, such as loving nature, exquisite beauty, and wonderful garments and ornaments. Even among the cowherd damsels of Vraja, who are praised by the entire universe, she is the best in every way. May Sri Radhika bestow upon me the service of her own lotus feet.
Yeah. So, she is most expert at all these things. 64 colors, and nobody can match her, it is said. So, in this world also, the females are called as better half. You heard that? They're called as a fair sex, or they're called as better half. So a man may become charmed by some of the feminine qualities of a woman by seeing her, either the beauty or her speech or her voice and everything. But the original feminine opulences are originating from where? Srimati Radharani, originally. In this world, it's just a perverted reflection. It's sometimes people, I remember there is one Tamil song, very famous song in Tamil Nadu. The song says like this, Kalangalil aval vasantam, kavidayile aval oviyam, madangalil aval margali, malargalile aval malligai, தாய் போல் அணைப்பதில் பிள்ளை கண் போல் வளர்ப்பதில் அன்னை. And then he goes on to say, Kavinganakkinal, and I'll tell you the meaning, what he says. He's saying, in the seasons, he is talking about one particular girl in that movie. Huh? He's not talking about Radharani. He is talking about, he's saying that particular beautiful girl, he's saying, she looks like a spring season in her beauty, he says. Huh? And then she is like a beautiful painting, he says. Then he says, in the months, she is Margashish month, which is December month. Huh? I think it's a pretty pleasant season, I think it is. Huh? And then he says, and then in the flowers, she is like jasmine, he says. Huh? And then he's saying that her love cannot be described, her smile and her beauty and her love and her affection and her humility and simplicity, like that, he goes on glorifying her. So I knew this song when I was in my 5th or 6th standard. But later on, when I heard about Srimati Radharani, I understood that many people who describe the womanly attraction in this world through poems and all, these people have no information of the original beauty, which is coming from Srimati Radharani. Even many of you boys, you may not say that openly, but secretly in your mind, you are admiring somebody. In your college or near your house or anywhere. But you can know that what you are admiring, that beauty is not permanent beauty. It's a fleeting beauty, correct, no? And the qualities also may not remain permanently in them. Whereas Srimati Radharani, originally, she's the first, she's a Shakti of the Lord himself. So that is the reason why in the path of bhakti you become more mature and more advanced. Even brahmachari sannyasis who read about all the Srimad Bhagavatam and understand the character of Radharani, they will never be allured by any other woman in this world. One time, one boy came for a prana lecture in Bombay. He asked, as soon as Raghunath Maharaj was giving a lecture, he asked Maharaj, I heard that behind every successful man there is a woman. Who is behind you? Success like this. Maharaj said, Srimati Radharani, he said. Nice. So Maharaj said, she is the divine mother who nourishes all her devotees by her qualities. So Radharani is like a role model. Just like Prabhupada is our role model in ISKCON, correct? No? So Prabhupada says Srimati Radharani is an emblem of Mahabhagavata, he's saying. The Mahabhagavad devotee, even great acharyas like Prabhupada and Bhaktivedanta Thakur, they all adore and admire Radharani for her devotion. So, see here Prabhupada says, if we take shelter of the Devi Maya Radharani, then she will give us intelligence in such a way that we can take shelter of Krishna perfectly, he's saying. So, okay, I will just say one or two small pastimes and I will conclude this session. See here, one time, Krishna and cowherd boys, they were invited to Barsana in the home of Rishabhanu for a big feast. Varieties of 24 items were made. Big plate of prasad was served. So Radharani, she had cooked one very specific item, one laddu. It is called as Manohar laddu. She had made it especially keeping in mind Krishna will like it very much. So when everything was served and all the items, so Radharani was in the kitchen watching from the gap in the door how Krishna is eating it, whether he is liking that laddu. When everybody was eating, of course, what Krishna does not know, he knows everything, correct? No? Even if somebody is watching him from the slit of the door, he knows who is watching. So Krishna took the laddu and put in the mouth. As soon as he put the laddu in the mouth, he twisted his face as if he has drunk Erendale. No? Or Erendale means castor oil. As if imagine if you put castor oil in the mouth, how your face will twist. Like that he was twisting his face. And Radharani became worried. She asked Lalita and Vishakha, hey, what did we put? Did we put salt instead of sugar? Lalita Vishakha said, see, you cannot trust this fellow. Let us see. And then next to Krishna was sitting Madhumangal. He said, Kana, if you don't like laddu, just move it here, I'll take care. And Madhumangal was eating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then Lalita Vishakha showed it to Radharani. Radharani laughed. Okay, now I understand his mischief. So in Vrindavan, many such pastimes happen. In the, there are many. One pastime is very, very special. Of course, one day, Durvasa Muni came to Vrindavan. And all the gopis saw him at a distance and fled from there. Every gopi was telling to another, hey, this fellow is angry sage. He is known for exhibiting anger. Durvas means nobody can stay with him in the same room. Sometimes you have a few boys staying in the same room. Some boys are very difficult to stay with, right? Durvas means very difficult to stay with them. So they said, oh, we don't want any curses from this great personality. If any of you want to serve, you serve. We are running away. All gopis ran away. The only person left behind was Radharani. But she was not only left behind. There are many names of Radharani. One name is called Ujjvala Smita, means she smiles brilliantly. Another name of Radharani is called as Vriddha Sevika. She is very fond of serving very elderly, saintly people. So she saw Durvasa and she thought, I should cook something and give. So she cooked a very nice prasad and gave to Durvasa Muni. After eating it, Durvasa was so pleased. He said, my child, I bless you that whatever you cook will be like nectar, he said. And anyone who eats it will never get sick. So these two blessings he gave, Durvasa Muni. So in this way, she is very famous for earning the blessings of great personalities. Another pastime, one time in Vrindavan, Krishna went and asked the gopis that, I am planning to grow a pearl tree in the backyard of my house. So can you all please give me some buttermilk to put? Morning, afternoon, evening, 3 times I will need buttermilk. And the gopis laughed like anything. They said, see, this fellow doesn't know where does the pearl come from. Pearl comes from the ocean, not from the trees. So they said, you will not get even 1 glass of buttermilk from us. Go away, they said. So Krishna went away. But then he went and asked Yashoda, Yashoda, will you give me, buttermilk 3 times a day? And Yashoda asked, what is it for? When he told pearl, she also laughed. But she said, Kana, because you are asking, I will give you. Whatever you ask, I will give you. She gave. So Krishna went and put a pearl in the ground and he started pouring the buttermilk. And guess what must have happened? Because he's God, kartum akartum sarvada kartum. He can do what others can do, he can do what others cannot do, and he can do something which is impossible to happen also. A big tree came, colorful, yellow, green, orange, blue, red, so many multiple color, big. Pearls started growing in the tree. He called all his friends and plucked all of them. He told them to make a hole in those pearls. And then gopis, when they went to Yamuna, on the way they saw, even monkeys are wearing pearl garlands. In Vrindavan, monkeys and cows, bulls, everybody was having pearl garlands. Big pearls. They were very amazed. They started talking amongst themselves, what happened, how these animals are all wearing pearl garlands. They came to know the story. They said, we are also going to grow pearls now. It seems pearls grow also, it seems. They thought. So they put the necklace, they removed it and put it in the ground. Morning they put ghee, afternoon they put dahi, evening they put buttermilk. They said, we will make better pearls than Krishna also. They said. And what do you think? After 1 month, 2 months, nothing came out. And the mother started asking, hey, where is the necklace I gave you? And they had to tell lies to mother, we are kept in the cupboard. It was not in the cupboard, it went underground, they were digging and searching, where is that? They could not find. So then they were all thinking of asking Krishna. So a group of gopis went to Krishna. Of course, Radharani stayed behind her. She was remaining behind a tree. And the gopis asked Krishna, hey, even you have given monkeys also pearl garlands. How is it that you have not given us? Please give us also. Give us some pearls. Because we have to show to our mothers that we have pearl garland now. Krishna said, you guys, you didn't give me buttermilk to put that time. Now you want pearl necklace, you won't get it. Go away, he said. They all felt ashamed, they went away. But then Krishna called his friends and told, put one best of the pearl necklaces in one box, and he wrote the name of all of them. Radha, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, all the names he wrote. And they kept it in a bullock cart and they sent it to the gopis. When they reached the gopis didn't know that Krishna will do this. So, although Krishna didn't give them on the first go when they asked, Later he sent. As soon as the card came, the gopis understood. Everybody was searching for their box. Where is my name? They took out the pearl necklace and they wore it very happily. So in Mukta Charita, Raghunathdas Goswami elaborates this pastime very beautifully. So in Vrindavan, there are many, many pastimes. There is something called as Man Leela also. Man Leela means anger. Why would Radharani become angry sometimes? Actually, anything that Gopas, Gopis, cows, anybody would do, that's all for Krishna's pleasure only. Sometimes when there is a anger even at home, then later on the love becomes more tastier. Am I correct, no? When there is anger. So, one time for some reason, Radharani was angry. She went into Man Leela. Actually, I think Krishna wanted to learn Sarigama Padanisa from her. So she was teaching how to play the harmonium and sing Sarigama Padanisa. Every time she would sing, Krishna would listen, and then she would tell him to sing like this, and he would not be able to sing well. Then she understood this fellow doesn't want to learn singing, he just wants to see me singing. So she became upset. She sent him away. And then she told her friends, anything blue I see, I cannot tolerate, she said. So one of the gopis was wearing a blue sari. She turned and then she turned, and then she saw the sky was blue. So Krishna was bluish, so she turned her face away. So gopis, Lalita Vishaka and all told Krishna, now this is no good time for you to talk to our Swamini. Go away, they said. Of course, whenever Krishna has to deal with situations, he would go to Vrindadevi. Vrindadevi gave an idea. So what Krishna did, he went down the hill. There is a Man Mandir in Vrindavan. He went down the hill and then he climbed up the opposite mountain. There he went and decorated himself with peacock feathers. In a peacock feather, like a peacock. I may have that photo. So, and then he started dancing very beautifully. On that day, the clouds were also hovering in the sky, moving in the sky. So, generally peacocks dance when there are clouds in the sky, isn't it? So, suddenly the other gopis noticed that the peacock is dancing. They literally thought it's peacock, they thought. And then they noticed it's none other than Shyam Sundar. Krishna only is dancing. They said, what an amazing dance he is doing. So Radharani was not knowing whether she should see or not. If she sees, Krishna will say, hey, you are angry, now why are you seeing? You may ask. But she couldn't control her enthusiasm. So when she saw, all of them are so amazed. So then Radharani climbed down and she also went and all her gopi friends, they decorated her like this thing. They also decorated her like a peacock. And then Radharani and Krishna, they did peacock dance. This is the one. See this, isn't it? They both are decorated like peacock. They made in this way, bringing Radha and Krishna together, putting a dance like this. This is the gopis' joy. So, in the spiritual world, there is not even an iota of lust as we see in the mundane world here. Spiritual world is characterized by pure love. Material world is characterized by lust. So we have to transform lust into love. See, most amazing thing is, how many of you have eaten this round gems? You've eaten gems, you know it? Correct, no? Yeah. So when I was a small boy, my mother one day gave me some 3 or 4 gems, different color gems. I didn't know what this was. So when I put in the mouth, I bit it. Then I realized, my Lord, cocoa is so delicious, isn't it? So tasty. I asked my mother, Mom, where is this from? She showed a packet. I said, please give the packet, I'll take care. I finished the whole packet. And then I told her, Mom, please take 3 dozen packets, I told her. When you go home, I can eat morning, afternoon, evening, 3 times. Instead of food, I can eat this only. So she said, what are you talking? Beta, you will lose all your teeth, she said. You will become toothless. We become toothless at old age, and she said, you will become toothless in young age only. I didn't know the danger at that time. Now imagine, If a mother refuses to give more gems, what the child will do? Huh? Yeah, he'll cry and he'll become angry. Correct, no? In case she gives one packet, what he will do? Ask for more. So that means lust means adamant desire for the prohibited. Now it's prohibited for me to eat a lot, but then if you don't give me, I will be angry. If you give me, I will become greedy. That means anger and greed both are coming from lust only. Is that clear to everybody? Yeah. You will see that. Why the limit is kept? You should marry one woman and just remain with that woman all life. Why? Because if you are going to little bit be loose with one another woman in extramarital, then second woman, third woman, fourth woman, there is no limit for that. Huh? Then one will become completely like a cat or a dog. Huh? One will become like that. That is why the nature of lust is, if you give vent for it, it's like pouring petrol in fire. Dushpurena analena cha. It will keep on growing. See, honestly, touch your heart and think about it. You know, when you're walking in the road, a man thinks every woman is meant for my enjoyment, like that he thinks. Any woman goes, he looks up and down at the beauty and look at the face, look at the side, look at the shape. That goes to how much lust is deep rooted in our heart. Huh? So, ideally speaking, we should see every woman as a mother except one's wife. So, Lord Ramachandra, Lord Lakshman, they all teach us. Correct, no? So, the nature of lust is you will never be satisfied if you try to feed it. Similarly, pornography pictures, you watch it, then you want to watch more. The more you watch, the more you will be degraded in consciousness. And there is no end to watching it. You want to watch more and more and more and more and more. Greed will go on increasing. And when lust is denied, one will become very angry. Now, not only this, like one boy, he got into electrical engineering or something. He wanted to get into computer science. That was his ambition. And he also wanted to get into IIT. He had got into some other college. So now he made 2 attempts to IIT JEE mains. And then he cracked, and then he got into IIT. Then he also got into computer science. He wanted to get into computer science. At last he got, with great effort he got. Then he had a desire that after I finish, I want to go abroad. So he went abroad. Then he wanted to work with Microsoft. He got a job in Microsoft. Then he looked behind and thought about his friends in India. What do you think he must have thought about them? Look at me, look at them. You know, these guys are working in average jobs. Now you see, I got into IIT, I went abroad, I am making a big money in Microsoft. So naturally he became proud. He became very proud. But in Microsoft he saw there were 25 people who were directly reporting to Bill Gates at that time. So he also wanted to be one of them. At last he worked hard and grew and came in that role. He was also one of those 25. Bill Gates used to take meetings with them. Now, the more he achieved, the more he became proud. But then he saw Bill Gates has 5 people who go in his car many times. They are laughing, joking together, talking to each other. Regularly they walk with him wherever he goes. Whenever he looked at them, what he felt? Envy he felt. That means people above him, looking at them, he felt envy. And people below, like that. That means when greed also is satisfied more and more and more, it leads to pride. Because whatever this fellow wanted in life, he got, so he became proud. You know, he thought that mere balabute par maine sab achieve kiya. That kind of feeling. Yeah. So from lust comes greed, from greed comes pride, from pride comes envy. You will see that. Now all of them are originally coming from only one thing, which is it? Lust. Just like in a transistor or radio, they have this antenna, you have seen that? If you push the antenna, it goes inside like this. Finally, on the last one, only this much will be there. And you can bend it also, correct, no? Lust is like that. Inside lust, everything is there. And then it comes out, everything else. Lust is the basic thing. Therefore, we have to transform lust into love. That's the goal of life. So once you transform lust into pure love for God, then you are eligible to go back to God. And the chanting of the Mahamantra is for that purpose, transforming our lust into love. Chanting Hare Krishna, hearing this philosophy, understanding the characters of the spiritual world. So, Srimati Radharani is not only humble to consider others' devotion to be better than hers, but she also is very compassionate, it is said. Just like Lakshmi is called as Vatsalyadi Gunajvala. Radharani is also considered very compassionate to those who are, performing devotional service. It is said when one takes initiation, on the day of initiation, Radharani considers, the person who is taking initiation, his body to be transcendental, which means she thinks that this person has given up the Bhogavrati, now he only wants to do service. So therefore we say ascending service, descending mercy. So who gives you service? Radharani only gives service, because Radharani is the original Shakti, and she gives in Guru Parampara service down, and then we take the service and do it. Then service goes up and she gets Krishna's mercy and gives it down. Ascending service, descending mercy. So that is why whenever we chant, we begin with Hare Krishna. Who is Hare? So first we call her, Oh Radhe, then Krishna. So through Prabhupada says in one of the famous, I'll just show that in the lectures which Prabhupada gave in America when he came. Prabhupada says, see, this is a famous lecture Prabhupada gave. The transcendental vibration established by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is a sublime method for reviving our transcendental consciousness. As spirit souls, we are all originally Krishna conscious entities. But due to our association with matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now adulterated by the material atmosphere. We are trying to exploit the resources of material nature by lust. But actually we are becoming more and more entangled in her complexities. Therefore, although we are engaged in a hard struggle to conquer nature, we are ever more dependent on her. This illusory struggle against material nature can be stopped at once by revival of our eternal Krishna consciousness. As it is saying, like sometimes a child passes stool and urine and is rolling on that. Nasty smell is coming. Quack, 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 quack. There is crying. The mother comes and sees the child. Hey, what a shame. Such a nasty work you have done. And now, can the child on its own go to bathroom and bathe and get ready and come? And can he clean the place where he passed to? No. Therefore, the child is totally dependent on the mother. Our situation is like that. Just as child creates mess, we have created mess in this world. So therefore, we chant Hare Krishna. When we chant Hare Krishna, then Radharani is the mother who picks up the jivas, gets them bathed through the chanting of the holy name, and then just as a mother will bathe the child and put on a nice dress and hand over the child to father. Like that, Radharani, Prabhupada says that Krishna is not an artificial imposition on the mind. The consciousness is the original natural energy of the living entity. When we hear this transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. This simplest method of meditation is recommended for this age. By practical experience also, one can perceive that the chanting this Mahamantra or the great chanting for deliverance, one can at once feel a transcendental ecstasy coming through from the spiritual stratum. And then Prabhupada is saying about physical, mental, intellectual. Beyond all the platform, bhakti is on the transcendental platform, spiritual platform. It surpasses all other sensual, mental, intellectual, everything, he said. The word Hara is a form of addressing the energy of the Lord. And the words Krishna and Rama are forms of addressing the Lord himself. Both Krishna and Rama mean the supreme pleasure. Hara is the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord, which is changed to Hare in the vocative. The material energy is called Maya. That is also one of the multifarious energies of the Lord. And we living entities are also energy, marginal energy. Living entity are described as superior to material energy. And the Prabhupada goes on. So these three words, this is the most important thing I was about to tell you. Here Prabhupada reads, all of you repeat this. The chanting is exactly like the genuine cry of a child for its mother's presence. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the Lord Father's grace. And the Lord reveals Himself to the devotee who chants His mantra sincerely. No other means of spiritual realization is as effective in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy as the chanting of the Mahamantra. See, this is a very, very powerful lecture Prabhupada gave. So it's like genuine cry of a child. So all of us are like jivas, are like tiny children. Our powers are limited and we are undergoing old age, disease, death, all those things. So Radharani is very compassionate. One time in Vrindavan, one fox fell into a hole. And some people there, they had thrown some thorny bushes into that hole. Already fox was fallen in that hole below. And when you put some dry thorny bushes, they put. And they thought so many bushes of thorns were put, so let us burn it. They put fire also. Now all the thorny bushes started growing, and the fox was in the middle of that. And the fox was screaming, ooh, 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 ooh. He was making sound. Here also you heard foxes? Mayapur, far away, you can hear in the night time, you hear, ooh, 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 ooh. They make sounds. So this fox was screaming. So Radharani and her friends were somewhere in the neighborhood. Immediately Radharani noticed that. She immediately told her friends, come, let's go and save this. Some fox seems to be suffering. So Radharani arranged for the fox to be brought out. And then she blessed the fox by touching the head of the fox. So now in our situation, all of us are like that fox only in this world. We have fallen into this pit of fire, samsara, dava, nalalida. So therefore we are chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We are chanting, we are calling Radha and Krishna, please get me out, protect me, save me from this world and engage me in your service. So now you all take your juice and come. 10 minutes to come back, okay? It's 6:25. 6:35 you come back, yeah.